for VCU. Jaquan Lewis makes the Rams go. First team all A-10 selection. Will St. Mary's and VCU for a spot in the second round on Saturday here in Salt Lake City. Chris Rastatter, Brent Hampton, and Marquise Pettigrew are the officials tonight. St. Mary's in white, and they control the opening tip.
And after talking to Will Wade yesterday, he made it very clear that they have to try and speed this game up as much as they can.
Narr's first shot is off the mark, and the rebound to Justin Tillman. Tillman second in the A-10, averaging just under 9 rebounds per game.
And St. Mary's will play 99% man-to-man defense, and again, of the packed-in variety, very containment-oriented.
Mo Alley Cox's first shot won't go, and the rebound to Landale. St. Mary's a 28-4 record this year. 3 of their 4 losses to Gonzaga. The other one was to UT Arlington back on December 8th.
And they spaced 4 pretty good three-point shooters around Landale.
7 on the shot clock. Narr, little runner, won't go, but a foul is called on VCU. That's on Doug Brooks.
Well, Narr with the back cut there. Tries the floater.
You mentioned it, but tempo will be a big key in this matchup. You saw on that last possession by the Gales using almost all of the shot clock. That is their MO.
And it's much easier to slow a game down than to speed it up. And you're going to see this shot clock under 10 a lot when they have the ball in the half court. Straight cut.
But the pass didn't get there, and a turnover by St. Mary's.
Well, and that's what VCU wants to do. They're one of the national leaders in steals per game. Not quite the havoc when Shaka Smart was there, but nonetheless, still like to steal it.
The tip by Tillman nearly went in, but St. Mary's is able to clear.
You know, it's hard to play in a game when one team makes every possession life and death. It's like playing Virginia, very similar. Every possession is life and death.
Rayhan on the baseline.
And you know what happens also? You fall asleep defensively because they're going to pass, and that's what you can't let happen. What happened right there. You've got to stay in your stance for long periods of time defensively. A lot of discipline in this match.
And a steal. Here comes Rayhan with Tillman back. Tillman! The big block. And Tillman goes down hard. He's a little slow to get up, but thankfully appears to be okay.
What a great block. Tillman just tracks this down. He runs as hard as he can and makes a terrific block.
Ball stays with St. Mary's. Just over 2 minutes in. Rayhan was falling out of bounds, and now a turnover. Sloppy play there by St. Mary's. That's their second turnover.
And that's what Will Wade wants. He wants his guys to put as much pressure as they possibly can.
Here's Lewis. Count it, and the foul. Jaquan Lewis, the senior out of Dixon, Tennessee.
This kid has been terrific. He was unbelievable in the Atlantic 10 tournament. He's a terrific driver, and that time Hermanson, instead of coming over to give a little help to Rayhan, he just held his ground in the middle of the lane.
A-10 all-tourney team. 15 points in the championship game loss to Rhode Island on Sunday. Another miscommunication. Fitzner was trying to connect with Hermanson and out of bounds.
These guys average 10.5 turnovers a game, one of the tops in the nation. They have 3 already.
And it really wasn't because of anything VCU did.
No.
Lewis, oh, sweet dribble, and the shot won't go, but tipped out to Burgess. Burgess right back up and in. Jordan Burgess, the senior, with his first bucket of the day. A little pressure here from VCU as Dowdy giving Rayhan hard time. Rayhan right by him. Rayhan all the way to the hoop, and no foul there. Hermanson saves it into the backcourt. And a backcourt violation, turnover number 4 against St. Mary's.
Just really out of sync right now.
Dane Pinot checks in for Randy Bennett's squad. First NCAA tournament appearance for St. Mary's since 2013. A lot of people thought they should have been in last year, but they did not get the call. Counted and one for Burgess.
This is a great move by Burgess, and Hermanson does a decent job initially in terms of he just bumped him at the end. He made him reverse. He cut the baseline off, made him reverse, and just put his body in too far.
Burgess averages 4.7 points per game. He's got 5 already here in the first half. A 7-0 run for VCU.
And they're face guarding. I mean, they're picking up full court. Samir Dowdy in the game already. They're going to keep
all over Rayhan.
They're going to keep the heat on.
Rayhan wheels it into Landau, who finishes. It wasn't easy for St. Mary's. Morelli Cox gets it on the wing. Lewis calls for a screen. Lewis through traffic, trying to force a pass to Tillman out of bounds. It'll stay with VCU, which is 14 on the shot clock. All 7 of VCU's points have come off St. Mary's turnovers. And a travel on Jaquan Lewis. 7th straight NCAA bid for VCU, one of just 8 teams to do it each of the last 7 years. They've had lots of frequent flyer miles for these last few NCAA tournaments. Last 4 sites for the Rams: San Diego, Portland, Oregon, Oklahoma City, and now Salt Lake City.
And they've got 4 subs in the game, 3 subs in the game right now at 16 minutes. You can see what Will Wade's goal is here.
Landau on the block for 2 more. He's got 4 of St. Mary's 6 points.
Very under control when he catches the ball in the lane.
Dowdy. Off glass, no good. And it's cleared by Pinot. Dowdy is called for the foul. A little bit too aggressive as Rayhan dribbled past him. Timeout on the floor, and VCU has an Randy Bennett, Sweet 16 in 2010. Now back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013.
He makes a great point. When the team is pressuring you like this, you have to try to take the ball to the basket. It's hard to play that real containment type game. They've got to be aggressive off the dribble.
Early on, the Gales lead on the glass, 6-2 in the rebounding department. Good defense by Ahmed Hamdi. That's the 5th turnover by St. Mary's.
They have half their turnovers that they average in 5 minutes.
Burgess's pass is stolen away by Emmett Narr.
That was great defense by Narr, getting to the line of the ball, as we call it.
And Rayhan wide open for 3. A 7-0 run for the Gales. Here's Hamdi, guarded by Landau. What a move by Hamdi. Spinning free for 2.
He has great offensive skills. I saw him last year and this year. Great guy coming off the bench. Very skilled in the low post. That's not good defense.
Rayhan again in transition. Williams to Tillman. Reverse lay-in. This is a pace, though, that VCU would favor in the end. St. Mary's has scored in transition, but ultimately, this is the speed VCU wants.
No doubt. They would rather this thing go back and forth like that.
And a whistle on the perimeter, and a foul on Jonathan Williams. You can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. Will Wade spent 2 years as the head coach in Chattanooga, and they returned to VCU 2 years ago after being an assistant with the Rams under Shaka Smart. Rehan, nice feed to a cutting Pino for two. Lewis back in the game. He'll attempt a three. And the rebound grabbed by Hamdi, but then lost it. Hermanson saves it right to Mo Ali Cox. That's 30 for VCU. 7 minutes into the first half. Lewis cuts baseline and scores off the feed from Williams.
I'm amazed to see this many shots to the basket against this St. Mary's team. They're so good defensively in terms of containing the dribble, and right now, not doing a good job with it.
12 points in the paint for VCU. Hermanson looking to land down. A foul is called before the shot.
We'll take a look at St. Mary's here. What happens? They stay too long on this screen. Right there, we're going to stop it. This here, Ali Cox stays too long, and the roller is going. They've got to do a better job on that pick and roll there so that somebody can stay with the guy rolling.
Nar for three. Jonathan Williams grabs it and wants to push. He's got great speed. Williams end-to-end with the left hand, and the foul. Jonathan Williams getting it done for VCU.
Those are the kind of baskets that they want. Push it down their throats and take it to the basket.
All 7 of VCU's field goals have come in the paint. And now a chance for a three-point play for Jonathan Williams, who grew up in Richmond, Virginia, home of VCU, but then moved to New Jersey and attended St. Benedict's. VCU has scored on each of its last 4 trips. An offensive foul is called on St. Mary's. That'll be the second on Dane Pino.
Kind of ran into each other. But it's a foul.
And Pino stays on the floor with those 2 fouls. St. Mary's is 6 of 10 shooting, but 6 turnovers by the Gales. Mo Ali Cox with 8 on the shot clock. Finds a cutting Williams, his jumper. Too strong, and then a whistle inside, and a foul on VCU. And then Gonzaga pulled away in the second half. VCU, a 3-point lead on St. Mary's with 11:45 to go in the first half.
They've had 3 different guys on Joe Rehan in this game so far.
And Rehan has 7 points, 2 assists. He's been involved of 5 of St. Mary's 6 field goals. Krebs' jumper is good. Tanner Krebs, the freshman out of Australia. One of 6 active players on the St. Mary's roster from Australia. Mo Ali Cox muscling down low, won't go, gets his own rebound, but he's called for over the back and a foul on Mo Ali Cox.
This is a great shot fake here by Krebs. The ball's kicked out, and here's the shot fake. And that's what you call coming out of control. Not a good closeout there by Jenkins.
That was the 6th team foul against VCU, so St. Mary's will be shooting free throws the rest of the first half. Very good free throw shooting team. They led the West Coast Conference at 74%. Landale guarded by Hamdi. Landale, nice moves and finish for John Landale.
I'm a little surprised, no double. He gets it in that deep. I think you have to double him, or Will Wade is willing to give them twos as long as they don't get threes. That's a possible strategy.
Hamdi turnaround shot won't go, and Landale the rebound. Landale's 3 for 3 for 6 points.
And they're going to keep going to him, and I can't blame him.
Rayhan a little short on the finger roll. Tillman goes to the ground, gets it over to Lewis. He wants to race up ahead with Jenkins in the corner. Lewis finds him. Jenkins baseline, and he knocks it in.
We had this kid earlier in the year. We saw what kind of player he was going to be, and then he got hurt. He missed 15 games, and now he's been back and starting to find his way again. Talented kid, Dariante Jenkins.
Broken left foot cost him those 15 games. This is his 6th game back since returning from injury.
They have a lot of long, athletic kids. Then, of course, another turnover there.
Number 7 by St. Mary's. Lewis transition threes, way short. Rayhan slowly brings the ball up the floor, the transfer from Boston College.
As much as they have St. Mary's off their game, because St. Mary's is only down 1. No double.
And Landale burns him again. He's now 4 for 4.
I think you have to double this guy. Or you certainly got to do more to not let him catch the ball. That's way too easy. This guy will score 100 in this game like that.
6 lead changes already in the first half. Lewis takes a bump. First round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins tomorrow at noon on ESPN2 and watch ESPN. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Second foul on Joe Rayhan. He was not happy with the call, and he's going to stay out there with 2 fouls.
This is a guy who's played 40 minutes on this team more than anybody in the league.
Now he's going to come out. So Randy Bennett decides to put him on the bench with 9:04 to go.
Yeah, he definitely needs to sit him for 3 minutes.
Here's Tillman. Tillman turnaround. And it's taken off the glass by Tanner Krebs.
Londale's size there just had his hands straight up. Tillman a lot smaller than Londale.
St. Mary's out rebounding VCU 11-5. Fitzner 3. And Jonathan Williams grabs it. Williams all the way, blocked by Landale. His team leading 39th block of the year. Now Hermanson for 3. It's good.
If there's one guy you got to find in transition at that line, it's Calvin Hermanson, one of the best three-point shooters in the country.
43% from deep for Hermanson. It's a 9-2 run for the Gales. Jenkins. His pass is picked off by Krebs. Turnover number 4 by VCU. A 4-point St. Mary's lead. They're on a 9-2 run.
It's zone now from VCU. They play it about 15% of the time. That's not good defense.
Hermanson connects again. And Will Wade calls timeout. Largest lead for St. Mary's. It's up to...
See with his chest, he sees with his eyes. That hand's got to be up higher, especially on a shooter like him.
Let's check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Will Wade making sure that VCU penetrates the lane, especially he looked right at Mo Ali Cox and said, take it in physically. And he was frustrated with the guys about their defensive transition. Too many open looks.
Tillman called for a foul over the back. 7:31 to go first half. It's a 7-point lead for Randy Bennett and the Gales. Dead against the 12th seed Middle Tennessee.
I don't know if you remember last year, Andrew, the first day held to form, and the second day everything went nuts.
Tanner Krebs at the line. This is a 1-and-1. Well, Northwestern with that incredibly entertaining win. This was Chris Collins when he got into the locker room after the game and the win over Vanderbilt. They'll be back here in Salt Lake Saturday against Gonzaga.
If you want to know what I miss, that's what I miss. I'm serious. That's what you can't get anywhere. I sit here, I got a great thing going here, but you miss that.
If you want, I'll throw water all over you.
That's great.
Happy to do that. Dowdy off glass for 2. VCU started 7-12, and then until that bucket, they had missed 7 of their last 8. Second foul on Doug Brooks.
And part of the problem right now for VCU, they only make about 5.5 threes a game. They're not a great team in the half court, and now this game the pace has changed a little bit, and you have the team that's a good half court offensive team taking it to the team that needs to be in transition.
Rayhan at the line, back in the game with 2 fouls. So 1-1 again for St. Mary's. Follow Bleacher Report on Instagram and get the coolest sports content before anyone else. Join millions of others and follow Bleacher Report on Instagram now. Rayhan 2 for 2.
It's always hard when you play a team whose style is more conducive to the NCAA tournament than yours. And that's what St. Mary's style is for. Half-court basketball both ways.
Rayhan averages 8 points per game. He's got 9 in the first half. And Mo Cox turns it over. Transition game working well here with Krebs. The flush.
Now you have VCU trying to force it in there, and when you don't, there's not much spacing because they're not a good three-point shooting team. So look how packed in this St. Mary's team is now.
Lewis hits a big jumper.
He's a really good player, that kid.
That stops an 18-4 run. St. Mary's has scored on each of its last 5 trips down the floor. They lead it by 9 with 6.5 to go in the first. Good defense by Mo Cox, knocking that one out of bounds. The shot clock at 9.
Much more aggressive that time. Don't let Landale catch the ball.
In the first half, Landale is 4 for 4 for 8 points and 3 rebounds. Five on the shot clock. Fitzner fakes a 3, step back and hits with the shot clock expiring.
These guys are playing like a machine right now. You can't come running out of control like that. That was a terrible closeout.
Lewis trying to answer. It's off the mark, and Fitzner grabs the rebound. St. Mary's on a 17-4 run. VCU still without a made three-pointer. And a foul is called. VCU wanted to travel, but they call a foul before the walk by Krebs.
Well, Joe Rayhan does a good job here of getting in the lane and kicks it all the way across. And Jordan Burgess just running completely out of control. You got to come out with short, choppy steps, your knees bent, and try to keep that guy in front of you.
First foul on Jaquan Lewis, and he'll go to the bench. And it was the 9th team foul on VCU, so 1-1 for Krebs. The CBS Sports app is your app for the tournament. Follow your bracket, watch highlights, and get instant team and upset alerts. Download the CBS Sports app now to experience every moment of the action. St. Mary's is 6 for 6 at the free throw line here in the first half.
This game changed kind of quick. Without a lot of transition, it changed quickly. And Jonathan Williams, he's a non-shooter, so you see Joe Rayhan where they're playing man-to-man defense. Looks like a zone.
Dowdy on the drive, and he's fouled. St. Mary's has scored on 7 straight trips to take a 14-point lead.
They shoot 50% as a team on the season, one of the best in the country. So, I mean, this is they don't turn it over. This is about as efficient a half-court offensive team as you're going to find anywhere in America.
Ahmed Hamdi returns to the game, replacing Mo Ali Cox. Second foul on Calvin Hermanson. And he's on the bench now for Randy Bennett with 5:15 to go in the first half. Rayhan's been the catalyst here in the first for the Gales. Dribbling through traffic. Now back out to Rayhan with 6 on the shot clock. Calls for a screen and gets it. Rayhan over to Krebs for 3. It's short. And it's out of bounds to VCU. So a streak of 7 straight trips scoring the basketball comes to an end for St. Mary's.
The other thing that you see about teams that play like St. Mary's or like Virginia, they never panic. There's 4 seconds on the shot clock. It never shows. On a lot of other teams, like somebody's trying to take it, they're still running their stuff with 4 seconds to go, 3 seconds to go, because they're used to playing that way.
They're shooting 65% in the first half. Dowdy, nice feed to Hamdi, who puts it in.
That was a great pass. I don't know if that's what he was trying to do, but
it worked out. And a foul called on Dowdy, and that'll result in 2 free throws for St. Mary's.
Samir Dowdy with a little shake there. Oh, yeah, he wanted to throw that. I'll take it back. That was a nice pass.
Grew up in Philadelphia, originally signed with St. John's before committing to VCU.
But now you can see, Andrew, that VCU's kind of jumping all over the place, getting a little antsy, some bad fouls. You're putting a 75% free throw shooting team in the line now for 2 shots every time. You gotta stay disciplined.
St. Mary's 7 of 7 at the free throw line, and all of those free throws have come in the last 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Burgess on the attack for 2. Jordan Burgess has had a nice first half. He's got 7 points.
And that's what they have to do. They have to attack the basket because they're not going to shoot from 3. So attacking off that weave is what they need to do.
Burgess, the younger brother of Bradford Burgess, a member of VCU's Final Four team back in 2011. Landell, the dunk.
That was so great offense. It was terrific.
He's now 5 for 5 for 10 points. Burgess short this time, and a rebound grab by Fitzner. You know, we asked Will Wade yesterday, what are you going to do with Landell? His first response was pray. He said, we know he's going to score. We just got to try to keep him off the glass. But if he scores at this clip, it's not going to matter what he does on the glass. Krebs' 3 is off the mark.
They just make you pay. You double. They keep their cool. Now they're keeping their cool. They turned it over early, but right now they've been like a machine in the half court.
A 13-point lead for St. Mary's. Lewis. VCU gets it back with Burgess, and Burgess is fouled by Landell. Worked very hard to improve his body and conditioning, and he's really been a different player this year. A massive step forward. For more on Landell, we send it over to Jamie.
Andrew, you mentioned 6 active Australians on this St. Mary's team. So I asked Landale, what's it like coming over here, pop culture-wise, when you transition to playing basketball in the States? He said, Australians don't really have a filter. You know, we're pretty honest people, so when I get to see Coach and he has a filter, I'm kind of surprised. You know, when you got your head coach yelling at you, he still's got a filter. But that was pretty interesting, the difference between Australians and American basketball players.
Yeah, and also he said they love March Madness in Australia. Watch parties, it's a huge part of the sports culture in Australia right now.
I wonder if you think I had a filter.
I would guess no. Well, VCU allows 66 points per game on average. St. Mary's is on pace for 90.
See, here's the other thing: when you like to gamble a lot and try to play for steals, if you don't get a steal, a lot of times it leads to an easy shot because two guys are on one, and then you're 4 against 3 on everybody else, and you end up with an advantage. So now that the turnovers aren't coming, the good shots are coming. That's a problem.
It's almost noon in Australia right now in Sydney, and the Australian fans rooting for St. Mary's will love what they're seeing out of Tanner Krebs, one of the 6 active Australians. He averages 3 points per game. He's got 10 in the first half. St. Mary's still perfect at the free throw line. They're 10 out of 10. 2:20 to go in the first. Burgess spinning, attacking, and missing. And then tipped out, and Krebs grabs it.
There's no question that's what Will Wade's trying to get his guys to do in the half court, is driving.
Nar. Here's Landale. To a cutting Krebs for 2. The Australian connection, Landale to Krebs. Largest lead for St. Mary's. It's 15. And a steal by Emmett Nar. Nar all alone, and he lays it in for 2 more. Will Wade is telling Jonathan Williams to slow down. VCU needs to try to gather itself here late in the first half. Most first half points allowed this year by VCU.
Well, you're going to see a great cut here, attacking the back of the defender's head. The ball goes into Landale, always looking up. Now stop right there. Look at Burgess. He turns his head looking that way, and that's when he lost his man, and they end up with a layup. You got to see the ball and your man at all times, and if you lose sight of one or the other, it's a problem.
St. Mary's has scored on 12 of its last 14 possessions. Lewis, too strong, and Landale rips down the rebound. Poked away by Lewis. Lewis inside for a tough 2.
He's a tough kid. Very hard for VCU to play well if he doesn't, and he has struggled a little bit here in the first half.
Final 45 seconds of the first. This year, when leading at the half, St. Mary's is 24-0. Nar driving. His shot is short, out of bounds to VCU. Coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Just a half-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, so VCU can hold for the last shot. And a game that so far has been controlled by St. Mary's, shooting 64% in the first.
And haven't turned it over in quite some time.
Williams. No good. Rebound to St. Mary's, and that will do it. St. Mary's scores 46 points in the first half. They lead by 15 at the break.
After the first 8 minutes of this game, that was as good a clinic as you'll see.
For 10 for the charity stripe. He also wants VCU to tighten up their late in the shot clock defense. At this point, St. Mary's is just doing what they want to offensively and hitting shots late. But he said they can't double down on Jock Landale because they'll just keep knocking down threes from the outside. So you got to keep on playing him one-on-one and hope for the best.
All right, Jamie, thank you very much. VCU also with only 3 assists in that first half. As Lewis's first shot is good for the Rams.
The late in the shot clock defense is critical when you play against St. Mary's, because they're going to take it late into the shot clock a lot. And I will say this, I understand their plan to not double Jock Landale, but they're going to pay.
St. Mary's has not lost this year when leading at halftime.
No double.
5 on the shot clock. Nar gets his man in the air, bounces it to Landale, poked away by Mo Ali Cox. With 1 on the shot clock, it is St. Mary's basketball.
Enough time for a catch and shoot, or obviously a lob.
It'll be Rayhan to inbound.
They got to watch Hermanson here.
It's Landale, and that's a shot clock violation. So good defense by VCU to start this second half.
And Tillman did a great job switching to Hermanson. They knew, obviously, that he's the best three-point shooter. He did a very good job keeping him from getting that ball.
This year, VCU overcame double-digit deficits 4 times to win games. So they have done this before, but a tall task against St. Mary's.
Yeah, it's like coming back again against like a Virginia. Those are tough teams to come back on. Especially when you don't make a lot of threes.
Well, Brooks pushes off, and he's called for the foul. Did not sneak that one past the officials. That's the 3rd on Brooks.
And pretty good defense here by Nar. Clearly a charge.
So Brooks back on the bench, still scoreless in this game. He averages about 6 points per day.
VCU has not made a 3 in this game. They only make 6 a game usually, but still, 6 better than none.
Rayhan lays it in. He's in double figures with 11 points. VCU hit a total of 16 threes in the A-10 tournament. Still without one here today. They're 0 for 4. 10 on the shot clock. Lewis for 3. There it is. The first 3 for VCU. And some full court pressure now by the Rams. Dowdy tried to get a hand on that one. Instead, Nar is able to bring it cleanly up ahead. Will Wade told us yesterday he wanted to press a little bit more than usual. I haven't seen too much of that.
You know, they haven't been really scoring a lot. They haven't shot well, so they haven't been able to set it up as much as they'd like to. You're going to see Rayhan here, and Mo Ali Cox just kind of backs off till the end, and he's a good shot blocker. And that was basically daring him to shoot. But, you know, this St. Mary's team holds people to 30% from the three-point line, which is one of the best numbers in the country. So they're solid in every area.
And a quick foul on VCU. And it's the second on Mo Ali Cox after Jaquan Lewis had just picked up his second. Will Wade did not play college basketball. He was a student manager at Clemson. He didn't even play high school basketball. He was on the high school golf team. And now here he is at 34 years old, the head coach at VCU. Pino's 3 won't go, and Dowdy collects the weak side rebound. Lewis wants 3 more. Short. Landale grabs his 5th board. Rayhan inside again for 2. Too easy for Joe Rayhan.
He rates being called crafty. That was a crafty move. It wasn't jet quick or anything else. He just has a very good feel for what's going on out on the court.
13 points tonight for Rayhan, one of 3 Gales in double figures. Seven on the shot clock for VCU. Dowdy. That's a 3 and in and out, halfway down, but VCU gets a fresh 30. Lewis attacking. Lewis wide on the shot. Tillman offensive rebound. Tillman, they wheel it back out to Burgess, who drives right back in. And now a whistle and a foul is called on St. Mary's. Good hustle by VCU.
Defensively, you always have to get to the line of the ball. And you see Rayhan here, and now you're going to see him go by his man. We'll stop it right there. The line of the ball is here, so these guys all got to get here. Instead, they kind of take their time and drag their feet and don't get there. They must retreat to where the line of the ball is, and they do not that time.
You can watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. Hermanson has to come out. He's got 3 fouls. And one more free throw for Jordan Burgess, who's just a 38% free throw shooter, and he misses them both. Landale in the foul. Off the feed from Emmett Nahr.
I will tell you this. Jock Landale sets 100 screens in a game. And every time he dives, he beelines. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't wait. He makes it so that his man hedges a pick and roll. He's flying to the basket. And now you can't get back to him in time.
Landale, one of 5 finalists for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award for top center in the country, as Lewis responds with an N1.
Jaquan Lewis, the only consistent offense for VCU, and this is what he does, and he's at his best.
Rayhan picks up his 3rd foul. Lewis, the only Ram in double figures. He's got 16 points.
Tough kid.
Here's the pressure from VCU.
These guys are in a pretty good groove, and they haven't turned the ball over in forever. Another screen. Landale screens every possession.
And Nahr keeps it himself this time and hits on 2. VCU has 8 points this half, all scored by Jaquan Lewis. Hamdi blocked by Landale. And Landale takes it away.
Landale's big and strong. He just held his ground that time.
Dowdy with a steal. And Dowdy with the flush.
You don't see Nahr or Rayhan get their pocket picked like that.
Nahr's assist-to-turnover ratio is 2.4. Rare turnover by him. And we have a tie-up inside and an offensive foul on Rayhan, and that's his 4th. That's a big foul on St. Mary's with 15:01 to go in the second half.
Perimeter player, and Hermanson, we know, has 3 fouls also.
Rayhan hasn't fouled out this year. This is just the 2nd time he's had 4 fouls in a game. And right now, he is their leading scorer with 13 points, but he's on the bench 5 minutes into the second half.
And they brought Hermanson back in with the 3. He's got to be careful.
Lewis nearly slips. Dowdy floater. Tough shot. Hamdi, the offensive board. Right back up and in for Ahmed Hamdi.
Hamdi has definitely been their best inside scorer in this game.
VCU hanging around here, down by 11 and a 10-second violation. Turnover number 12 by St. Mary's. 3 straight turnovers by the Gales. And now VCU the chance to cut it down to single digits. Lewis. Burgess on the drive. Puts up the shot and hits. And the lead is down to 9 for St. Mary's. A 6-0 run for the Rams. Here's Hermanson. Throw! He's swatted by Hamdi.
Terrific block by Hamdi.
VCU now with a little jolt of energy. 6 straight points and the Hamdi rejection. 20 on the shot clock for St. Mary's. Nahr goes to get it. 13:50 to go, second half.
Let's see if they get the ball into Landale now that they need his basket.
Nall poked away by Dowdy and a steal. 2-on-2. Lewis on the break. Lewis missed it. And Landale collects it. Big opportunity there for the Rams.
Yeah, he doesn't miss those often. He's great going full speed.
Landale has 8 rebounds, 2 away from a double-double. And now a foul is called on Dowdy. Randy Bennett's a little hot on that St. Mary's bench the last few minutes.
He's got to be careful. There's a directive to these officials during the NCAA tournament to keep the coaches calm.
Oh, nice feed from Landale to Nar. Pretty stuff by the Gales. Ten assists on 21 field goals for St. Mary's. Lewis blows by his man, but the reverse lay-in's not close. 2 in a row now for Jaquan Lewis that he's not been able to convert. Nar feeds Landale, but Hamdi got a hand on that one. Lewis up ahead to Hamdi. That was ambitious, but Tillman gets it and scores.
How did that get through?
Nar swings it across to Pinto. Profield got poked in the eye, out of bounds to St. Mary's, but the freshman Malik Profield is shaken up.
Well, you watch this play here. The ball goes there. Stop it right there. Now, Dowdy's got to get to the line of the ball so he doesn't get beat here like he did. Instead, he stays too close body to body, and they make him pay.
Profield is still not right in front of the St. Mary's bench. Now there's a towel over his face.
It looked like he took a pretty good elbow.
Freshman out of Louisiana. Let's take another look. And now the officials will go to the monitor to see if indeed there was an elbow that was potentially a flagrant. Clock is stopped with 12:18 to go, second half. Turnovers in this half, 6 by St. Mary's, just 1 for VCU.
No, that was, first of all, he didn't have the ball. If he hit him there, it would have been fine because it would have been, his elbows were vertical and not horizontal. That's nothing. That was inadvertent.
I agree. Definition of flagrant 1, which it could have been, but it's not. That's what they were looking at to see if it was a flagrant 1. And Profield being attended to on the VCU bench. Dowdy, who's given Will Wade some good minutes in this game, is on the bench with 3 fouls. See how long he keeps him there.
I'll tell you one thing, I think Rayhan's gone until 4 minutes to go. That's what I would do with a guy like this.
Hermanson for 3, and Tillman gets the rebound.
Unless something happened and we got down 8 or something, which in this amount of time, I don't know what's going to happen, but they're coming at him now.
Sweet dish, Lewis to Hamdi. It's a 7-point game.
Look at all these transition baskets they're getting now. They're attacking.
And Randy Bennett just sent Rayhan to the scorer's table with 4 fouls.
Wow. That is a gutsy move.
11:35 to go.
I think, and Randy Bennett's a heck of a coach, I think they're up 7 still. Not time to freak out.
Landale, cross court to Krebs for 3. And the rebound to Hamdi. Gets it over to Lewis. VCU on the comeback trail. Lewis is fouled before by Tanner Krebs. VCU on an 8-2 run with Rayhan on the bench, but he's set to come back in. First round of the tournament last year by Arkansas Little Rock is taking it to Vermont. Rayhan back in with 4 fouls.
I think that's taken a heck of a chance, especially guarding these VCU kids that can go off the dribble.
Lewis hits the 3. 4-point game with 11 minutes to go.
But Randy Bennett sees his team without Rayhan. This kid's played 40 minutes like 14 times this year. They need him.
Krebs all the way in, not there, and Tillman grabs it. A 7-0 run for VCU, looking to add on to it.
Now it's just they're in full attack mode now.
Williams missed it with the left hand, but a foul is called, and Landale raises his hand. That'll go on Jock. And his second foul. And now Hermanson is going to come back in with 3 fouls. Well, Jonathan Williams, you got to fear the beard. It didn't always start out that way for Jonathan. A little bit longer as a sophomore, and now it's full beard mode for the junior out of Richmond. How long would it take you to grow that beard?
Not long, believe it or not. No.
Wow.
No.
I would love to see that.
I'm a daily shaver. But so I'm going to think not too long.
Okay. Well, now we know all we need to know.
Did I give too much information?
Yeah, it's close. It's right on the border. 10:40 to go. A 2-point game. St. Mary's led by as many as 17. 9 straight points for VCU.
And they're in full havoc form now. Gambling. St. Mary's has to get their flow back in the half court. But this kid has to be careful to pick up a charge.
Landale inside. And off the front of the rim, gets it back, and he's fouled by Hamdi.
He has great hands. Like that rebound that he just grabbed with 2 hands, that thing was his. And nobody else was getting it.
That's the third
right
on
there.
Hamdi.
Great hands.
Now Landale at the line, and he misses the first. Who delivered the Buick expectation-shattering performance of the day? Tune in to Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, and find out. Landale only has 2 points this half. You got to give a lot of credit to Hamdi in the way he's defended him.
He hasn't really gotten it a lot, but Hamdi could be more physical with him. Because they're a little taller also. Now they got Ali Cox on him, who's very physical, but not that tall.
And Williams a little too aggressive defending there, called for the foul. That's a 1-and-1 now for St. Mary's with 10:04 to play.
You got to give VCU a lot of credit, though, in Will Wade. Coming back against this team is extremely difficult.
Rayhan misses the front end.
75% as a team they are.
Williams drives. And good defense by St. Mary's. Hermanson to a cutting Pino, and he lays it in. That stops a drought that was approaching 3.5 minutes for the Gales, and the lead back up to 4. Lewis guarded by Nard. Lewis wants to take him. Lewis drives, missed it high off the glass, and Landale gets the rebound. Double-double for Landale. He's got 12 points and 11 rebounds, his 16th double-double of the year. Landale, guarded by Tillman, gets some help and a foul. And as Burgess came over to help him out, 2 shots for Landale.
When you have a big guy like Landale, it's such a weapon. You're bogged down, nothing's happening, throw him the ball. You throw him the ball, something good is going to happen, especially with the fact that VCU is not doubling.
Jamie Erdahl has an injury update.
Andrew, we saw Malik Crowfield get hit in the face just under the 12-minute mark. He's been back in the locker room ever since then. The nose wouldn't stop bleeding. However, I did check with the team, and they're not worried about a concussion at all.
All right, good news, Jamie. St. Mary's missed its first 4 free throws of the second half, but Landale just went 2 out of 2. It's a 60-54 game as we approach 9 minutes to play. Winner will take on the winner of our nightcap tonight between Arizona and North Dakota as Nar is called for the foul. First foul on Emmett Nar. Lewis dribbling behind the back. Around Nar for two. What a move from Jaquan Lewis.
What a tough shot. I thought Nar played pretty good defense there.
He's got 21 points, 13 this half. Tillman guarding Hermanson on the perimeter. Hermanson wants to drive. Now kick out to Nar. 6 on the shot clock. Nar over to Rehan with the shot clock expiring, and he hits it. Big shot from Joe Rehan.
Big shot there.
16 points for Rehan.
Really good defense by VCU on that possession.
As the shot clock was expiring and the lead back up to 7.
And I was watching Mo Alley Cox being very physical with Landale.
And a whistle against VCU. It'll be St. Mary's scored 46 points in the first half. They only have 17 here in the second half. Meanwhile, VCU with 25 this half. 13 from Lewis, 12 by the rest of the team.
And Burgess is flat out harassing Rehan.
10 to shoot. Nar lost it, hit the official.
That might have gone backcourt if it didn't hit the official.
Could have gone out of bounds at the very least. St. Mary's may have gotten a big break, but Pino misses the 3.
That was great defense by VCU on that possession.
Lewis around the screen from Hamdi. Hits another. 23 for Jaquan Lewis.
This kid's feeling it now. And that time, VCU's defense had St. Mary's pushed almost out the half court the whole possession.
And a foul committed by VCU. Good to see Malik Crowfield, and he's able to come back on the bench, but after taking a shot in the nose, he doesn't look like he's going to be able to return. One and one here for Joe Rehan. Rehan misses. St. Mary's leaving some points at the free throw line here in the second half. Brooks for 3. Hamdi the offensive board. Back out to Lewis. Lewis for 3. And this time Landale grabs it. That's the problem for VCU. They don't have a lot of three-point shooters that could bring them back. Hermanson can shoot the 3. But he misses this one. Lewis races up ahead, 1-on-5. 1-on-5, and he missed it. And Lewis tumbling through the VCU cheerleaders. Lewis still behind the play. Wide open Nar. He'll just drive in and hand off to Landale, who missed it. And now a whistle and a foul going against VCU. Jaquan Lewis is a little shaken up. He went tumbling into a cheerleader underneath the basket. Watch Lewis maybe even hit up against the wall. And he's hunched over at midcourt, and now trying to shake it off. From the network that brought you Angie Tribeca Season 1 and 2, TBS presents Angie Tribeca Season 3. All new season premieres April 10th. The lead is 7 with 6:20 to go. St. Mary's 4 of 9 shooting free throws here in the second half.
That's a good move going into Mo Alley Cox. Get something in the lane.
And he rewards VCU, and Will Wade quickly calls timeout. They'll have 2 remaining with 6:12 to go. The Rams Playing with a lot of energy right now, down as many as 17. They've cut the deficit to 5.
And they've got that pressure going again. They have pushed St. Mary's way out to half court with this pressure.
Rayhan playing with 4 fouls.
Look how far out they're trying to run their offense. Hard to run offense 35, 40 feet from the basket.
Nearly a steal by Mo Ali Cox, and he's called for a foul with 10 on the shot clock.
I mean, Mo Ali Cox plays extremely hard. He's got to be careful because you don't want to put them at the foul line. They're struggling to score now in the half court. You don't want to put them at the foul line and pick easy points.
This is Hermanson at the line. The Parkers have hit the Big Apple. Watch The Detour, all new Tuesdays at 10 on TBS. Hermanson makes them both. The lead back up to 7 with 5:51 to go. Hamdi guarded by Pino. Hamdi gets it to go. Man, Hamdi having one of his best games of the season.
He's the most skilled guy in the low post on VCU.
He's got 10 points, averaging just under 6 per game.
He's a lot smaller than Landale, though, I'll tell you that.
St. Mary's using some clock here. 8 to shoot. Hermanson will launch and hit from 3. And Randy Bennett calls timeout. That's the third 3 today for Cal. Half charge, but that last 3 by Hermanson extends the St. Mary's lead to 8. It was Hermanson's first field goal this half, and only the second 3 St. Mary's has hit this half. Lewis got popped in the face and then appeared to injure his leg.
I mean, you feel like that's got to be something. There was enough contact there where something's got to be called.
Dowdy. And a whistle inside. Is that going to go on Rayhan? No, it's on Pino.
That is a foul on Nar. He put his hands on Jaquan Lewis first. That should have been Nar's foul.
No call there, but they did get Pino down low, and now it's Hamdi at the line for a 1-and-1. And he makes the front end. Just a 62% free throw shooter. Inside 5 minutes to play in the 7-10 game in the West region. This half, Hamdi is outscoring Landale 7-4. And then a whistle in the backcourt again. VCU is sending St. Mary's to the line too easily here. And now Jaquan Lewis just went to the VCU locker room. He was clearly shaken up after that last play we showed you.
Absolutely. And Jamie Erdahl is in
she's going down the tunnel too. Yes. We'll wait an update from Jamie as Hermanson's right back at the free throw line. St. Mary's will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the game.
Now without Jaquan Lewis in the game, who is going to step up for VCU?
They really don't have a 3-point threat with Lewis in the locker room. So they go inside to Ali Cox, and it rolls around and out. Ali Cox thought he had that one. Up ahead, Hermanson beating everyone down the floor, and the flush!
Oh,
the left-hand flush for Hermanson.
I didn't know he had that in him.
And Dowdy called for an offensive foul at the other end. How about Calvin Hermanson?
Well, he gave it to him with the left, which he's the lefty, but this was a quick one. Boom!
Hermanson has scored the last 8 points for St. Mary's. Doing it from the outside with the 3, and that time, the electric dunk to put the Gales up by 10. Dowdy goes out. He's got 4 fouls. And now St. Mary's will use up some clock. Landale blocked by Tillman. Oh, they called a foul. Tillman thought he had that one clean.
And St. Mary's has been doing such a good job breaking this pressure now. They get it into Landale. I don't know about that. I thought Hamdi might have fouled him initially.
Good sign there. Jaquan Lewis set to check back in. Let's get an update from Jamie Erdahl.
Well, if it's any promise to VCU, he came out of the locker room at a slight jog. It looks like that left ankle has been taped up. And when he did get to the scorer's table, he kind of put his hands up like, we weren't down 10 when I went to the locker room. What happened here? So he's hoping to come back in and help this deficit.
Yeah, they missed him, Jamie. That's for sure. An 11-point St. Mary's lead. Here's Lewis testing that leg right away. The distance Tillman for the dunk.
That looked pretty good there.
Inside 4 minutes to go. Credit to Rehan. Since coming back in, he's avoided that 5th foul.
Absolutely. He's not at the finish line yet, though.
He's got the ball here. Landale. Turnaround, and he's fouled by Hamdi, and Will Wade is frustrated on the VCU bench. 3:37 to go. St. Mary's trying to hold on against VCU. Line. St. Mary's was 10 of 10 at the line in the first half, 8 of 15 here in the second half. One thing to keep in mind, St. Mary's playing a lot of blowouts this year. They've destroyed opponents. Their average margin of victory was 15 points per game. VCU, on the other hand, played a lot of close games. So VCU is used to close games. St. Mary's not as much. See if that plays a factor here down the stretch.
Gonzaga dominated. St. Mary's dominated the West Coast Conference almost as much as Gonzaga did in a lot of ways, except for Gonzaga. It's the only team they couldn't beat.
Dowdy blocked, but a foul is called going up, and Dowdy will shoot 2. How does VCU get back into this one without the threat of a three-point shooter on the floor?
They got to turn them over. They got to get stops and push it up in transition. The problem with the stops is they're gambling a lot, which is how they play. And when they don't get a turnover, it usually leads to a good shot for St. Mary's.
Two free throws for Dowdy. VCU is 2 for 10 from deep tonight. And there you see 4th best in the country. St. Mary's scoring margin plus 15.5 points per game. Nar harassed by Burgess. And Rehan comes to get it with 3:20 to go. Landale sets his 1 millionth screen of this game. That's unofficial.
He screens every possession. But they got to get him the ball, son.
5 to shoot. Rehan, deep 3. Air ball. And a fight for it underneath. And a foul is called on VCU. The VCU bench cannot believe it. They thought they had finally played good defense to get the ball back. 4th foul on Burgess.
I don't see how that's a foul on VCU. I don't see how it's a foul, period.
It sends Dane Pino to the free throw line for 2 shots. Just a 53% free throw shooter. Four Rams have 4 fouls. Burgess, Brooks, Dowdy, and Hamdi.
Well, if this is going to be another miss, they need to push this thing up the floor because they're at their best when St. Mary's is backpedaling. That's when Jaquan Lewis can really attack.
Pino 1 out of 2. The lead is 9. Lewis on the attack. He'll shoot a 3. Way short and out of bounds. VCU now 2 for 11 from deep. In the A-10 championship game Sunday against Rhode Island, they were 4 of 14. Not their strength.
Yeah, they only make 5.5 a game.
St. Mary's beats the pressure. And now VCU will D up with 2:40 to go in the game.
Don't want to foul.
And Lewis does just that. And that's his third, and it sends St. Mary's right back to the free throw line.
There's a fine line between aggressive and solid. And that was no reason for Jaquan Lewis to even get near his body at that point. He's 40 feet from the basket.
And he fouls the wrong guy. Nar is 85%. And St. Mary's trying to put this one away at the free throw line. There you see the foul trouble for the Rams. And Lewis just joined that list with 3. Nar misses one. 1 out of 2, 10-point game with 2.5 to play.
Got to give Randy Bennett credit. The key substitution was bringing Rehan back in with the 4 fouls that I didn't like. But
Brooks saves it to Lewis.
Great job by Lewis coming up and giving him a target on that.
And Lewis is fouled by Landale. That's the 4th foul on Jock Landale.
Jaquan Lewis knew his guy was going to need somebody to save the ball to, so he sprints and puts himself in position so that Brooks has somebody to throw the ball to. Great job by Jaquan Lewis there.
Lewis leads all scorers with 23 points today, but he misses the first free throw, and he still looks a little hobbled on that left ankle, which Jamie reported on earlier.
He's a fearless kid, and he plays hard all the time.
The last 4 possessions for St. Mary's, they've been fouled, and each of the 4 times they've gone 1 out of 2 at the line as Emmett Nar calls timeout. 1 left for the Gales with 2:18 to go. The Gales trying to advance on to the second round on Saturday against the winner of our nightcap between Arizona and North Dakota. Following the timeout, Nar to inbound. Finds Rehan right back to Nar, and he is fouled. And they get Brooks on that one, and that's his 5th. He's fouled out.
There have been some fouls in this game that I said, well, that was a foul. Why would they call that? And then there were some other ones saying, what was that?
I'm guessing that was one of the what is that?
That would rate in the what is that category. Yeah, I mean, there have been other ones where the one where Jaquan Lewis got hurt that was a beaut.
De'Riante Jenkins, who hasn't seen much time here in the second half, will come in for Brooks, who fouled out. And Brooks, a senior from Lake Wales, Florida, could be the end of his collegiate career unless VCU can find a way back. Be tough to do it with Nar at the free throw line, 85%. He's now in double figures with 10.
And tough to do it without being able to shoot threes.
Jordan Hunter comes into the game for the Gales, and Landale will come out to a huge ovation. Landale struggled at the free throw line today, 4 out of 9, so Randy Bennett might be thinking, let's get him out so he doesn't have to go to the line. And Hunter immediately fouls Hamdi away from the ball. And Joe Rehan saying, be smart, now you're stopping the clock and sending VCU to the free throw line.
That was a bad foul, but I think the question is who initiated the contact on that foul?
2 shots for Hamdi, and Landale's going to come right back in. Hunter, a quick stint to the bench, and Randy Bennett's going to give him a little piece of his mind. One out of 2, it's a 10-point game. We've now had 28 fouls in the second half and 36 free throw attempts. And this one's coming right to us. Lap, you got it, man. Great catch.
It's a good pass, right? Is that a good pass?
I don't think Randy Bennett liked the pass. Good toss back, too. A little over the head, 2 hands. I know you don't like one-handed passes.
No, I hate them.
Yeah. And another foul on St. Mary's, which stops the clock. And sends VCU right back to the line.
Randy Bennett doesn't even know what to do.
He's ready to erupt. .25 points now for Jaquan Lewis.
And let's understand this. St. Mary's averages about 16 fouls a game. One of the best in the country.
Lewis makes them both. 8-point game. 2:02 to go.
Here's the full court pressure.
Oh, nearly a steal. Will Wade wanted to travel. He thought Rayhan traveled with it. They'll go back to St. Mary's with 2 minutes to play.
You got to try and not throw that ball in that corner there.
Nahr gets it into Hermanson. Whoa, dangerous pass again, and then Jenkins got a hand on that one.
These kids never say die, VCU. They're getting their hands on balls.
They have 4 seconds to get it into the front court. Rayhan aware of it and brings it over. Nahr. And then a turnover. Nahr, it goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Mary's basketball. Will Wade wants them to go to the monitor to see who last touched it.
Well, that's a foul. I knew it was a foul, Jaquan Lewis. See what Jaquan Lewis did? Watch Jaquan Lewis here. He holds right here. Watch Jaquan Lewis.
It looked like it was Jenkins who poked it away clean.
That's what I think.
And it should be St. Mary's basketball, but they are taking a look.
That's a foul, too, by the way. And this is definitely a foul.
I guess Lewis is thinking he's even after that one we saw
that's
a few minutes ago.
That's off VCU. You know, when you play a team like VCU that likes to press and steal and that, it's like when we used to play against Georgetown when I was at Villanova, they pressed us all the time. I used to want the refs to call 1,000,000 fouls. And I'd say, listen, you got to call the fouls in this game because these guys are aggressive with their hands. You're not going to call 500 fouls, so they're going to get away with some. And that's part of what they do.
It is St. Mary's basketball. Over the last 3 minutes, the Gales have missed 5 free throws, and they've committed a turnover. So that's left the door slightly open.
Oh, yes.
And the shot clock does not reset, so 12 to shoot here for St. Mary's.
And they don't want to foul. Now they want to play solid defense. They've only got 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Rayhan with 3. Rayhan through traffic. Rayhan doesn't get it to go in. The rebound to Williams.
Now you got to push it.
Finds Lewis racing up ahead. Lewis in the corner to Jenkins for 3. And Hamdi fighting for the board. It comes back out to Williams. 1:20 to play. Lewis is going to drive again. Over Landale for 2. And a timeout called for by Wade. And Jaquan Lewis, who's been hobbling since coming back into the game, is now slow to get up.
He's just taking. And I think right now, they don't want to foul. I think one more solid possession they can afford to play without doing anything crazy. Go for the steal, but try not to foul. Play solid defense and get this rebound.
Nahr brings it across. VCU will play defense as we approach 1 minute to go.
I think this is a good strategy. And if I'm them, I'm throwing it to Landale.
Here's Nahr, bounces it to Landale, and he's fouled down low with 3 on the shot clock.
Well, good job by St. Mary's and good job by VCU. Nahr with the dribble penetration. Hamdi came up to help a little bit, which he had to at that point. And Landale gets it close to the basket. He's fouled.
And Hamdi is fouled out, his 5th. Great effort from Hamdi with 12 points and 5 rebounds. Now Landale is just 4 out of 9 at the line tonight. And he makes the first. Offense, defense substitutions for Will Wade as Jonathan Williams and Justin Tillman go to the bench. Jaquan Lewis is back in. He's got 28. Landale clutch at the line, making them both.
Well, they have to attack here, take whatever they can get as quick as they can.
Lewis fakes the three, hands off for Doughty inside, and he is fouled. Randy Bennett's going to lose his mind on the St. Mary's bench as they continue to foul. That's the fourth foul on Pino.
And now VCU will be able to set up that very aggressive pressure, but at this point, they're going to have to foul.
A pair for Doughty, 81-75.
Maybe get one trap, see if you get a steal, and then foul.
They get it into Rayhan.
You got to foul.
Swings it to Hermanson. They
Gotta
haven't
foul.
fouled.
Yeah, this is too much time.
Now they foul with 34.3 to go. They'll send Hermanson to the line. That's the fourth on Jaquan Lewis. Hermanson has come up big tonight. He's got 15 points, 3 threes in that highlight reel dunk that he threw down in this half. Makes them both.
You know, you say you really should be trying to get a three here, but your VCU, with really no three-point shooters, you're going to take whatever you get, call timeout, and set up your pressure.
Lewis spinning to the hoop for two. He's got 30 points. And Will Wade calls his final timeout with 29 seconds to go. Still a two-possession game in Salt Lake City. Crazy wins this year. They beat St. Bonaventure on that crazy technical. The George Washington game on the late foul. Will something crazy happen again for the Rams?
Well, they have to foul right away. They can't afford to wait.
And now they foul Nar, the team's best free throw shooter. We've had 51 fouls in this game.
And one of these teams never fouls.
Doughty is just fouled out. He had 9 points for the Rams this evening. And now Nar. 5 of 6 at the line, make it 6 out of 7. St. Mary's has now made 7 free throws in a row. Not letting VCU back in. Lewis will shoot the three. It's short. Rebound to VCU, back out to Lewis. He'll drive it inside. And a foul is called again. I'm worried about Randy Bennett now. I'm worried.
I mean, was that a foul? Jaquan Lewis can make stuff look like a foul. There's no question.
Pino commits the foul, and he's now fouled out. Nice hand from the St. Mary's fans here in Salt Lake City for Dane Pino.
Well, he makes 2 here. They got to foul one more time. But it's got to be ultra quick. Well, that makes it a lot harder. It's going to be a 3-possession game.
And you can tell Lewis is running out of gas.
Oh, he's spent. I'll say one thing about that kid. He leaves it all out there.
0 of 2 out of bounds to St. Mary's with 14.4 to go, and Will Wade is saying, don't foul. We are done here. Great year for VCU. Second place in the A-10 regular season. A-10 tournament runner-up. 26 wins. But St. Mary's is moving on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. An 85-77 victory. 5 Gales in double figures, led by Landale, who's got a double-double, 18 points and 13 boards. Great year for VCU. We'll wait.